Hello everybody, Crypto Chaperone here, and wow, we have hit $16,000 now, pretty much just as I refresh the page. So Bitcoin has now hit a new all-time high. Now this is a median of all the exchanges, so you have some that are trading at $17,000 and some that are still in the low $15,000. Based on the average of all the trades going on, the average Bitcoin price is $16,000. And that is ridiculous. It has grown massively since 12 hours within my last video, where we were just in the $14,000 range. And the market cap has grown massively as well. It has gone up about $25 billion since my video about 12 hours ago. There's a lot going on in cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of news and things breaking, and that's why I'm coming here to make another video for you guys. And what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is kind of why I think that Bitcoin's price is booming so exponentially in such a short time, and why a lot of people might not realize why. Now, this is information that just got released Monday or Tuesday, and it's still kind of being absorbed by everybody, and still a lot of people haven't found out about it. Now, if you've been paying attention to my videos, if you watched my video last night, I talked about the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Now, that is the exchange that is going to offer Bitcoin futures trading on the 18th of December. That is pretty much what's been driving Bitcoin's price up massively from about $5,000 to where I thought to where we were today. Now, as I started digging in deeper into Bitcoin's prices and all that, I also find out that there is another futures exchange that is going to list Bitcoin earlier than the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and that is the Chicago Board Options Exchange. Now, these are two different exchanges. They are both based out of Chicago, and they both originated, well, actually, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is a merger between the Chicago Board of Trade and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which was around for a long time. And they originally started as agriculture and pretty much just futures trading back in the 1800s, and that's how farmers and all that kind of lived on futures trading, because as prices fluctuated throughout the year based on what your crops were, whatever you were doing, as your materials and whatever you were using to do them became scarce and plenty, you would have a fluctuation in price. So they would sell futures contracts of their whatever. Say you were growing corn, you would sell a futures contract throughout the year for 3 months ahead potentially, so you could sustain a solid price of corn in 3 months if you were to run out of corn or something were to happen to the markets drastically. And so here we are today, and they started with corn, and now they're going to be trading Bitcoin futures. But what you have to realize is the Chicago Board Options Exchange is kind of like a Walmart and Target situation. You have the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is kind of like Walmart. It's one of the biggest exchanges in the world. It's the biggest futures exchange. And you have the Chicago Board Options Exchange, which is like pretty much a Target, and it's trying to compete with the Walmart exchange. So the Chicago Board Options Exchange actually got it through and got their Bitcoin's futures to be able to be traded on their platform by the 11th of December, which is 1 week before the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is going to be able to be trading theirs. Now, this information just became available that I found out, or the earliest was like Monday or Tuesday. So we're going to check this out. So if we can see here, there's actually an article about how the Chicago Board Options Exchange chief is actually calling out Jamie Dimon, who is the JP Morgan's CEO, and he is saying that pretty much if you want to go out and you want to try to short Bitcoin and think that the price is going to drop, go ahead, and we're going to list our futures exchanges right now, and if you really think it's going to drop, why don't you take advantage of these futures exchanges and put your money where your mouth is? This could be kind of weird in two different ways. I think this is playing out on words. This could be a whole big marketing scandal taking place. You have two CEOs of very, very wealthy companies, some of the wealthiest companies in the world, and they trade everything that pretty much goes on in the world, or more or less they are involved in it. Now, futures trading is a very limited market, and it's pretty much just based on the market cap of a product. If a market cap is very small, a product won't make it onto a futures market because it will have too much fluctuations, which is kind of weird for why Bitcoin made it onto the market due to look at its fluctuations over the past week. But if you watched my video yesterday, I kind of talked about why I think that these fluctuations have been happening, and that I think that a lot of these stockbrokers and these big traders in Wall Street are going to be shorting these trades in the long run, since the market is going to be so volatile. And if they start to short them, they're going to be able to ride the waves in this volatility, and they're going to be able to ride their trades, their shorts, and they're going to be able to go long and go short based on whatever the Bitcoin price is doing. And they might have a large amount of Bitcoin that could help to fluctuate Bitcoin's price and put FUD into the market whenever they want, or have people kind of fear of missing out, like what's going on now. And that could all be just instigated through whatever these brokers or these people with a lot of money who want to just get the public to do what they want, kind of like what you have every day through advertising. The same thing is happening on the news. That's what's happening with Bitcoin. If they didn't want this to be on the news, if they didn't want the public to see about it, it wouldn't be on the news and it wouldn't be happening. Bitcoin's at the stage right now where people have tried to fight it for so long, and they realize you can't fight it, and now they want to get into it and they want to take advantage of it, and they've seen other people take advantage of it for so long, and they're going to try to take your money that you've been trading in this space for a lot longer than they've even been interested in it. So you always want to be aware of everything that is going on in cryptocurrencies. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because you could potentially have two of these major banks out there, and they could just be putting on a show for Bitcoin. They could both be potentially buying into Bitcoin, and they could be shorting or going long and selling and buying Bitcoin based on how the market is reacting. And these people have a lot of influence on the public and on the markets in general. So everything that they do or say, as you saw when Jamie Dimon first came out and said Bitcoin was a scam, how much of an influence that had on Bitcoin. A lot of people say, yeah, well, look where we're at now. But when he first initially said that, Bitcoin did receive a decent amount of decrease in price. So you can't really say that whatever Jamie Dimon said didn't affect Bitcoin. This show could have been taking place starting when he first said that, and now all of a sudden they've been acquiring Bitcoin down in the $4,000, $3,000 range, and it's $16,000 now. A lot of these people who are multi-millionaires who are investing in Bitcoin, who have been since the beginning of this show started, when Jamie Dimon was calling it a scam, they're getting ready to start this show now, and they're going to be moving these Bitcoins around, and they're going to be moving these markets around in their favor, so these futures trades could potentially work out better for them. Now, what you have here is the Chicago Board Options Exchange is more or less trying to compete with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So they somehow got their stuff passed. They're getting their Bitcoin futures trading on their market within a week, within like 4 days now, 4 or 5 days. And people are going to be going there to trade their futures first, which you could potentially have a lot of people who want to short the market or go long in the market, and beginning before the Chicago Mercantile Exchange offers the option, and they're going to all flood to this market, and then who knows what's going to happen when the Chicago Mercantile Exchange releases their futures. The market could drastically drop on the 11th when people start to short the market and could potentially move their money around and influence the market. Or you could see a lot of people go long, and you could see so many people who think Bitcoin's going to continue to grow over the next week. They could go long positions for a week and then take their profit over a week and then go short when it hits the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And this could really just be a big show of money just getting ready to flex on everybody and really move their money around and potentially take your money. So if you are thinking of investing in Bitcoin right now, personally, I haven't invested any more in Bitcoin after Bitcoin was over $14,000 or $13,000, because I still feel like there's got to be some sort of a stabilization. There's got to be some sort of a dip. We cannot completely keep going up in this matter over time. Bitcoin has been growing in a straight up trend over the past pretty much since Thanksgiving, more or less. And even before that, we were going decently well. We had a few dips due to the hard forks that were coming out and all the stuff about that, but those were pretty much just there to create the dips. And this, in the long term, could all just be a big show to begin with. You could have all these people who have coordinated this whole thing from the beginning with all these forks and all these dips coming into the mainstream markets and the stock exchanges and futures and all that. But, you know, we're not even going to think about that. We're just going to try to take our profits while we can. So I'm going to wrap this up by, we're just going to take a quick look at the markets. If we take a look at our highest gainers of the day, Decentraland, we have Tron, Stratus, We also have Salt, who was up there and it's dropped decently. If you saw any of my recent videos, I did make a video about Salt because I think that it has huge future potential. It is the platform where you can give crypto-based collateral loans. Now, I am not shilling this. I'm not making any money trying to refer you or anything to this. I'm saying that if you want to get fiat cash for your cryptocurrencies without selling your cryptocurrencies, this is the platform you want to look at. And by doing that, it would be just like by putting anything else up pretty much at a pawn shop, more or less. If you have a car, you could pawn it off, get cash for it, and you pay the cash back and you get your car back. That's how these collateral markets work, and that's how the Salt lending platform would work based on cryptocurrencies. You would give a lender your cryptocurrencies, they would give you fiat cash and whatever you would whatever currency you wanted it in, and then you would pay them back the cash in monthly payments or however you agreed to, and then they would release your cryptocurrencies back to you. And if you refused to pay the monthly payments on time, or in general didn't pay them back, then your cryptocurrencies would be released to the lender and you would get to keep the money, and that's the way it would go. Or vice versa, if you paid everything back, you get your cryptocurrencies. Your cryptocurrencies might have gone up exponentially, and you also got money at the time you needed it, and you got more money back in your cryptocurrencies since you paid off your loan. So it could be a win-win either way you look at it for whoever's doing it. The person giving the loan, they do make the interest on the loan, the monthly payments and all that. And if the person doesn't pay them, they get cryptocurrencies, which could have gone up exponentially. So especially at a time like this, though, when Bitcoin and everything could be really unstable from the exponential growth that we've had, it might not be the best time to really take some of these loans at a high point like this. But as we've been seeing, I thought every day that I've been making these videos was going to be a new all-time high, and we are still rocketing upward. Stratus could be potentially up here because it has a few things that are going to be releasing for it. I think it's got its Breeze wallet release on the 7th, so you could be watching out for that, as well as it's got a masternode release coming up, I think on the 12th or the 15th of December. So there's probably going to be some decent amount of price spikes in Stratus. And if you are in my Telegram channel, I did post a couple days ago when Stratus was down in the $7 range. I said I'm going to be buying into Stratus a little bit, so I did buy into that. I did sell it when it was up in the $11 range last night. I woke up, but I didn't get to post that in the Telegram channel because it was in the middle of the night. I woke up and just didn't even think to post anything about it. But so if you do want to keep up with my personal trades and things that I'm doing, news that I'm seeing, things that I'm going to be posting real quick, you could follow my Telegram channel. That information is going to be below this video. But back to our markets. So, and our biggest gainer of the day is Decentraland. Now, if you haven't heard of Decentraland, I did talk about it one other time when it did initially get put on Bittrex. Now, Decentraland is a virtual reality world, and more or less what it is a whole world, and you can buy plots of land, kind of like in the real world where you live now. You can buy plots in this virtual reality world. And you can do many things with these plots. You can build buildings on these plots. You can build a billboard and advertise on these plots. And there's a lot of future to grow in this whole market. And Decentraland was actually featured in a Forbes article about a week ago, which could be a reason for the main growth. And the Forbes article simply just stated that the VR world, that they think, or pretty much there's people out there that think the VR world is going to grow to a $40 billion industry within the next 2 years. If you've never used a VR or virtual reality headset or anything like that, I suggest you try it because it is very cool. I do own one and I do enjoy it. It is something that I love to do in my free time, but if you do get motion sickness, it can make you sick a little bit, so it's definitely something you want to ease into. But I'm probably in the future going to be making a video about virtual reality and augmented reality and stuff like that, how it is intertwining with cryptocurrencies and how cryptocurrencies can be used as micropayments in a virtual world, and how it's kind of really helping to tie into virtual reality, and how virtual reality and cryptocurrencies are kind of going one in one and helping out for tomorrow, because virtual reality is really expanding. If you pay attention to sports, the NBA actually offers a virtual reality package now that you can get, I think, on the PlayStation 4, where you can wear your virtual reality headset and watch NBA games. I think it's courtside or something like that, in a virtual reality world. So you could be courtside at an NBA game watching the game take place. Very interesting, very cool, and it could definitely be tomorrow, especially when you have people who are paying tens of thousands of dollars to sit in these seats and have these tickets that are prime spots in football games and baseball games and stuff like that. And now you're going to have the opportunity for millions of people and billions of people all at once to have that view. Anybody who wants to have that view is going to be able to pretty much be in that exact spot at that exact time. And if you haven't tried virtual reality, it's very cool. Everywhere you look, you are engulfed by your surroundings in a virtual world. And the headset pretty much reacts to whatever you're doing. If you look up the virtual world, you see what's up in the sky. If you look down, a lot of times the games will show you like a character body or something like that. You can see some feet. You can see your arms if you put your arms in front of you, at least in the ones that I have. So it's very cool. It's definitely something as we get more into technology, more into cryptocurrencies, online payments, and just an all electronic world in future. Virtual reality is something that I think is just evident. It's going to happen. And the more that it's going to happen, you might as well invest into it now while you can. A lot of these cryptocurrencies are trying to take their step into virtual reality and stuff like that. So it's probably something I'm going to be breaking down within the next couple of weeks in a video. But if you haven't taken a look into virtual reality or virtual reality cryptocurrencies, definitely it is something that could be growing in the future as long as they have a decent developer base and platform below them. I know there's a few out there. You've got Voxels, Decentraland, you've got the Vibe token, the Vibe Hub, whatever it is. Just a lot of virtual reality things out there. And I think the space is going to continue to grow, especially where you have such a big chunk of money that everybody is going to be competing for. So that's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. If you have been on the downside or you have been seeing the negative effects on your portfolio, always remember to hold unless you really see something that you think has some future potential. I definitely see some things that have some future potential that I'm going to be posting my Telegram channel in the next upcoming days. And I've got some planned trades that I've actually got going that I'm going to be planning to do, like scheduled trades, whatever. So as I do those, I'll be posting those in the Telegram. So if you do want to follow my trades, things that I do, like I said, my Telegram channel link is going to be posted below this video. If you haven't watched my Nano Ledger S video yet, for your opportunity to win a Ledger Nano S, that link will also be below in the description below this video. And all you have to do to be eligible for that is watch the video and just post a comment below the video and subscribe to my channel. And on December 24th or 25th, I'm going to be going through and I'm going to be picking 2 people actually to win Ledger Nano S's. So if you don't have the Ledger Nano S or know what one is, it is a cryptocurrency hardware wallet that you can keep your cryptocurrencies on safely. You don't have to worry about somebody phishing them or hacking them because it gives you the safety of 2-factor authentication. You have to put in a PIN to access your wallets or anything like that. And it's actually proclaimed to be tamper-proof and that nothing like bugs or malware or something could be put on it. So that is always something good, something you want to be watching out for in this space that is growing exponentially daily. Your cryptocurrencies that are worth $5 today might be worth $50 tomorrow. You might have $1,000 today worth $20,000 tomorrow. And the more that becomes worth in value, the more you're going to have people trying to take it from you. So you always want to try to stay safe in this space that is growing massively by the day. And that's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. I'm going to leave you with this, that after this video, go out and just try to find as much as you can about this ever-growing cryptocurrency space, about all these people in YouTube who are trying to teach you about this. Try to find out all the news you can and try to stay one step ahead in this ever-growing market if you can, because staying one step ahead is going to definitely help you to make more of a profit and to pull out your profits when you think is better. So I'm going to leave you guys with that and enjoy. I'll talk to you tomorrow.